Right, okay, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I've got a news update, transfer roundup. We've got a few stories, Jorgensen coming in, Anselmino coming in, Disasi on a bit why he hasn't been included in pre-season, also some Romelu Lukaku stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off then, Filip Jorgensen from Villarreal is a here we go. Fabrizio's officially given us the here we go. We've agreed a fee of around £20.7 million, what's about 24.5 million euros for him. In total, that's the package deal. He's going to sign a 7-year contract until 2031. He will fight for the number one spot with Robert Sanchez. So the reason behind why we're signing him is because his ability to play with his feet. He's a very, very strong player with his feet, passing, short passing, long passing. That's his clear strength. Last season, though, he did finish with the most saves in the Liga, but he also did face the third most shots, so we have to take that into account as well. Last season was his breakout season, really. We've only really got one season to judge him off. He's still very young, 22 years of age, especially for a keeper. But, his shot stopping doesn't look too bad. I think at times some questionable decision making, but he's warmed into the last season, and, he did start to look a lot more comfortable. I think shot stopping, he looks decent. Obviously, he's got the most saves in the league last season. He's clearly not too bad. You look at clips of him, he does look decent. It can be another case of having, just a young player. He's going to take time to warm into things, especially that decision making. But look, he clearly signed him because he fits Enzo's system, and that's fine. If he fits Enzo's system, if the keeper Enzo wants him, let's see what he can do. At the end of the day, he's a very young, exciting keeper. It's going to be a big step up for a very relatively unproven keeper. But let's see how he takes it. Let's see if he can do it. You don't have to be rushing to playing the number one spot straight away. Him and Sanchez, they can rotate really. So yeah, I don't see much wrong with the signing. Is 20 mil, decent amount for someone to say is relatively improving. The person's got a lot of question marks over him. I said he's decision making. That's one of the main things what I've outlined as a possible problem. But look, there's a reason why I'm not a coach. I think, what I've seen him, he does have potential to be a good keeper. So let's just see how he goes. I think one of the main problems what people will have with this is it's our fourth keeper. We've signed on this new ownership. I think if you actually look at the keepers we've got, I think it's about £140 million worth of transfer fees for keepers in our team. So that's got problems we've got to be sorted. We've got to really stop doing all this with keepers every single summer. I'm a big fan of Jorge Petrovic. I would have kept him on for another season. Looks like he's going to go out on loan or be sold overall. Well, I think it would be disappointing. Filip Jorgensen is here we go. Let's see how he does. Next up, Anselmino from Boca Juniors. He is a here we go as well. He has travelled to the UK for his medical. Well, obviously, he should pass. He's a young player. You expect him to pass it. He has had a recurring muscle problem, but it's one of those things you could probably expect from a young player where they're sort of growing. It's a bit like, when Haaland came from Dortmund to Man City, and everyone said, look at his injury record, and he had a few recurring things, and it hasn't really been a problem massively. It's just one of those things when you're a young player, they grow, they do get stuff like this, some recurring things sometimes. So I doubt there's anything to be worried of. He's a young player, he should pass his medical, and it's very rare you see players not pass the medical. It's a deal worth £15.6 million, what's about $20 million US, and it's a 6-year contract until 2030 with a 1-year extension option. However, while our original plan was for him to join pre-season, he's going to go out on loan back to Boca Juniors until at least January. We haven't got an exact date yet. And I don't mind that. He's only 19 years old. He's got 10 appearances to his name, so he needs some guaranteed starting time. Here's the thing with this signing is, we'll get into him as a player in a second. He looks like a very, very, very good player, but he's another really young player. He barely plays, and it is an outrageous transfer fee for someone with only 10 appearances to his name and 19 years old. And there's no doubt about that. And I think that's the worrying thing about the transfer for some people is, it's a lot of money for someone who's pretty much unproven. But if we actually do look at the player, he's another player who's going to play on the right hand side of the defence. And I think the main reason behind the signing was how good he is with the ball. You look at him with the ball, his passing, his dribbling, long ball, short ball passing, and then ball carrying itself. He's a very, very good player with the ball at his feet. He's also going to fit Enzo Maresca's system to a T. I think as a defender as well, when people talk about him, they talk about his passing first and how he is with his feet. But I think him as an actual defender, I think he looks like a really good reader of the game. Good last-ditch challenges, covering space. He seems to have that aggressiveness about him, where he can be a really good sweeper because he can read the game perfectly. And that is the role he could play. He could play this John Stones sweeper libero role because he has the ability with his feet to go into midfield. He has a really good ability to sweep because he has really good reading of the game. He can cover space fastly. So he's got really look at his highlights. He's really good, just last ditch challenges, getting there before defender. He's not scared to go down and slide in. I think he could be. I know obviously we haven't really traditionally seen Enzo Maresca use that sort of player in his team, but if he wishes to, I think Anselmino could really do that role. What we've seen John Stones do, because I think he fits the perfect things you need for a sweeper and the perfect things you need for a centre back to go into that midfield role if needed. So I think he's got a lot of potential. So it'd be good to see him go back on loan to Boca Juniors and hopefully just play. Just get as many appearances under your belt, get as much experience. When he comes back to us, whether it's in January, whether it's or the start of next season, then we can see where he is, go from there. But I really like the look of him as a player. Of course, there should be questions over the transfer fee, but that's the only thing time can tell. Next up, still on the centre-backs, Axel Disasi. So, obviously, Disasi, the first 2 games of pre-season, he hasn't played. And we've got the news that he's not necessarily out, but he's just coming back from a hernia surgery. So, he had hernia surgery in the summer, and that is obviously hence why he hasn't been playing the games. Apparently, the problem emerged during the last season, but he paid for it, so obviously, big respect to that. Fair play to him. That's what it means, and that's great to see. Yeah, he's had a hernia problem, he's had surgery. Obviously, he is with the pre-season squad, so we will expect him to see him play at some point. But that's just, he's obviously in a very key stage of recovering from that. We don't want to rush him. We don't need to rush him to come back from that. So that is why Axel Disasi hasn't played. Then last but not least, Romelu Lukaku. So today, Lukaku has gone to Cobham to start training. So he's going to train with the squad who haven't been chosen to go on pre-season. So that's basically your loan squad. So it's your people like Chalobah, Gilchrist, Petrovic, players like that. And then there's also players like Lukaku, like they're trying to ship out. And there's also, I think when Cucurella, Palmer, Gallagher, I think when they all come back, because they're not joining the squad anymore for pre-season, I think they'll probably join that squad as well. The players at Cobham, I think it'll basically just be a big mix of players at Cobham who are there for different reasons. Lukaku is expected to be a part of that group, training. So as of right now, he's still not part of the plans. The idea is for him to leave. Napoli are interested, but obviously it determines on a lot of things. What happens to Victor Osimhen? Certain fees. Can they get a fee for him? Can they get the wages for him? So the idea is still Lukaku's going to leave. We want him to leave. But it's just, right now, we're depending on a lot of other people to get him gone rather than us. So yeah, that is it for today then. Big news. What's your opinion on Anselmino? What's your opinion on Jorgensen? I want to hear it. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See ya.